Hi, it's Ileana here, and I would like to discuss a new TV series called Altered Carbon, which closely correlates with some of the information that I know about the Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate, Cybernetic Labs on the ICC Mars Bases, the Smart Suits technology, consciousness soul transfer technology, Immortality, clones, memory engrams, augmented cyborgs, life extension technologies, etc. So I have been having recently memory flashbacks of various smart suits that I had seen being designed on the Cybernetic Labs that are attached to the Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate ICC Mars Bases. Now, I had seen 11 of those bases on Mars when I was transferred for various work detail as an asset from base to base. And one of the jobs they put me in was in the Cybernetics Labs as a quality control body parts technician to basically check human body parts to make sure they were viable to be fused with cybernetic technologies. Now, the show Altered Carbon, it discloses how it's 300 years in the future, and it's now possible to transfer human consciousness, parts of the soul, into genetically engineered human bodies, basically. Now, that could be a clone, or it could be a newly 3D printed human body that's not a clone. Because what I know about cloning is that those bodies don't survive for a very long period of time. And there's issues with neurological aspects of the body working properly, and even integrating the memory engrams of the original living being into the clone. So that's actually hard to do with cloning. So what they can do is they can take your original DNA, your perfect DNA, and they can grow a body without having to do clone cells. That's what they can do 300 years in the future, so you don't have to make clones anymore. So this reverse engineering technology that they have, I suspect it works with nanotech, so you don't have to grow a clone, but you can recreate the original body itself from the original DNA that's stored on file on your medical file. Because what they do in the ICC, they take your original DNA and they can make a carbon copy of you, the exact carbon copy that's not a clone. And this is what this Altered Carbon TV series on Netflix, this is what it discloses. And this is what the Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate does. On the Mars basis, they also take memory. They don't just take your genetic DNA sequence codes, your original ones, and store it on file. They also take a copy of your memory engrams of all your life memories, and they store it in their genetic databases as well. And what they can do, they can take those memory engrams and encode them into the newly engineered, genetically engineered body, a carbon copy of you, basically. What they could also do on the ICC Cybernetics Mars Labs is they could literally take your soul consciousness and transfer it into another body. They have life extension technologies to make people immortal, to extend your life, and those technologies are also featured in the Altered Carbon TV series. So, and keep in mind, the TV series takes place 300 years in the future, but the ICC, they can do this now already. So, and they could make augmented cyborgs as well, the ICC, and they build smart suit technology, which basically can make you run faster. It can increase your strength, your speed, your agility. It could also amplify your psychic abilities. That's what the smart suits do. They also deflect bullets, laser fire, phaser fire. So these augmented suits are basically created for your genetic structure of your genetics. So they're encoded for you, to your body, and nobody else can wear it except you, because it's made specifically for the person who's wearing it. These suits have the ability to also cloak you, so you become invisible. You can walk through solid matter. You can wear the suit for 7 days or longer, and it takes care of your bodily waste, so you don't have to go to the bathroom. Somehow it changes the molecular structure of the body so you don't create bio waste. And it's recycled within your body, and it keeps your body at optimal health levels. The smart suit technology, it does that. And it lets you also, it has spaceflight capability and levitation capability. So you could go off planet in the smart suit, provided you're wearing the specialized helmet that has a holographic interface with it that uses thought consciousness assisted technology with the helmet to power the smart suit. So you can use your mind to give the smart suit program codes to tell it what to do, basically. And that could be to levitate, that could be to go into space, that could be to teleport you from point A to point B on the planet. So the smart suit can do a lot of different things. And in this Altered Carbon series, the smart suits are used by police task forces to track down criminals. And also the Altered Carbon shows that they can make prefab bodies, sort of like clones, where the soul consciousness can be transferred to, and they're stored in these bags, as you can see in the images here. And basically, the soul can be put into either the genetically engineered carbon copy of the original body, or it can be put into a clone and revived. So I am going to scroll down a little bit here and show you the images a little better. So basically on the right hand side you can see the smart suit technology, the gray ones. You can see somebody's been revived. You can see a body in the middle. You see the man being revived from the genetically engineered body. And you see a clone copy as well, the naked man on the left. It could be a clone, or it could be the original genetically engineered body. You can also see the man is standing beside the stasis pods where the bodies are kept before they've been revived, before the soul transfer has happened. And then you see the awake person in the reverse engineered carbon body. So they're clearly, this Altered Carbon TV series is clearly showcasing disclosure about what's going on in the secret space programs right now, especially in the Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate. Now, once I saw the trailer for this TV series, I was actually looking at a video about smart suit technology, and I happened to see the trailer for Altered Carbon, and I'm like, well, this looks very familiar. This is exactly what I'd seen in the Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate on the Mars Bases. And these are more images of Altered Carbon, the police task force actually wearing the smart suits to deflect bullets. So it clearly demonstrates how these smart suits are being used by the police task forces in the series itself. You can see it on the left hand side, and on the right hand side the police are wearing it. There's the light armor, smart suit technology with the helmet on the right-hand side, and the more advanced military armor on the left-hand side, them wearing it. And also, if I scroll down a little further, you could see on the right-hand side a woman being accompanied by a squadron of police force. They're wearing the full military armor with the helmet and holographic interface so they could access computer databases, various different computers, servers, etc., anywhere in the city. And they now have smart cities, so everything is connected technologically through artificial AI through these smart towers that they've built, and that's on the left-hand side. So you see everything that the Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate has already accomplished right now. You're seeing that. You're seeing everything, again, that Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate has done on Mars already. They've done this on Mars, and it's clearly being displayed in altered carbon. I couldn't have imagined it better myself, and I didn't imagine my experiences. So once I saw this, it's beyond imagination. It's all being disclosed here for people to be able to look at it. It's beyond the imagination. I'm like, my goodness, just look at these images. You can't make any of this up, because now it's being disclosed in shows. And I had been called a fake and a liar by one of the whistleblowers who's disclosing about the SSPs. I'm not any such thing. And I clearly can recognize what's being disclosed in movies, in TV series. And now I'm doing a presentation about the smart suit technology and remembering 40 different types of smart suit models. And while looking at the smart suits on YouTube, somebody actually made a video about it as well. And I saw a trailer for Altered Carbon. I'm like, wow, this is just, that's what it's part of the memory call I've had all along of such technologies. The soul transfer consciousness technology, the memory engrams being implanted from one body into another, life extension technologies, holographic medical pods, Meditech units, augmented cyborgs, smart suits. Altered Carbon clearly displays all of that here, and it's amazing stuff to look at. Everything that I've been talking about since 2016 is being corroborated in this show that just came out in 2018. Season 2, I believe, is February 2nd. Season 1 was in 2017, I believe. And it's being broadcast on Netflix. Yep, Netflix. So all of it is here. All of it is here, and you can see the imagery, the AI towers that are linked throughout the city, the smart suits that connect to the AI towers. Again, it's all being disclosed to us in plain sight and soft disclosure through TV net series, through movies, and by SSP experiencers and whistleblowers. So it's all being disclosed here, folks, to see this stuff. This is what goes on and happens on Mars all the time. The cybernetically augmented cyborgs, human cyborgs, integration of body parts with cybernetics, transhumanism, augmented humans with Neuralink implants connected in their brains to the smart suits. This show, Altered Carbon, also discusses the Neuralink implants, that your brain is now a mini supercomputer, and you have access to everything that's technological through your brain, and you can You can manipulate technology with your brain. This show talks about that as well. The applications of smart suit technology, nanotechnology, advanced AI technology, interfaces with human body, and when you do soul transfer consciousness or memory engram implantation, how that all works together. So this show talks about all of those ideas and much more. Now I am going to read to you the Altered Carbon series synopsis. And it goes like this. More than 300 years in the future, society has been transformed by new technology, leading to human bodies being interchangeable and death no longer being permanent. Takashi Novaks is the only surviving soldier of a group of elite interstellar warriors who were defeated in an uprising against the New World Order. His mind was imprisoned for centuries until impossibly wealthy businessman Lawrence Bancroft offers him the chance to live again. Kovacs will have to do something for Bancroft, though, if he wants to be resurrected. Bancroft's request of Kovacs is to solve a murder, Bancroft's. Altered Carbon is based on Richard K. Morgan's cyberpunk noir novel of the same name. So here in Altered Carbon, they talk about cybernetics and cyber technology and how it's made soul transfer consciousness possible, the smart suit technology, the life extension technologies, how cybernetics plays a role in all of this, and how nanotechnology has made advancements over the last 300 years to make basically these super soldiers out of cybernetics. This perfectly details and dovetails into the information I have been disclosing since 2016 in my own presentations about the smart suit technologies and holographic medical pods, life extension technology. I've discussed that the Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate has the technology to reanimate the dead through cryogenetics and cryostasis. I've been covering all of this since 2016. And Emery Smith has come forward with his corroboration of what he's seen about the smart suit technology, that he's worn the smart suits, that he's seen it, that he's autopsied over 3,000 extraterrestrial bodies. Now again, that links with all of this stuff that's coming out about the SSPs, what other SSP experiencers are describing seeing on Mars, what I've described, Emery Smith has described, what this TV series, Altered Carbon, is disclosing. It's partial disclosure, soft disclosure in plain sight to see the human mind with technology that already exists. William Tompkins also talked about the life extension drug serums and pills that are available in the SSPs that people can take and be age regressed to a younger looking version of themselves. So, and William Tompkins is a famous whistleblower that came forward the last 2 years. So a lot of people are talking about this. It's not like it's being pulled out of the ether. All this information is being pulled out of the ether. It's not. It seems to be quite plausible and quite real 300 years in the future. Except it's being done now, off-world, on Mars, on the moon. You could say it's beyond belief and all of this is wacky and crazy and we're all making it up. We're crazy people on drugs or whatnot. And, but we're not making it up. We're not. It's coming out in disclosure in different shows, TV series, movies. People are talking about it. I don't think we've had false memory implants, holographic memory inserts or implants of false memories put into our brains. I can't make any of this up even if I wanted to, because it was too traumatic. It was very disturbing to me what I saw in the Cybernetics Labs as a quality control technician for checking body parts of all things. And, you know, I never knew that the smart suit technology before, that it could, like, I watched movies about smart suits before 2018 and before 2016 even, but I didn't know that the smart suits control bio-waste products and that it's nanotech technology that can also mimic clothing and stuff. I only remembered that in 2016, and that information was not disclosed in any movies. Up until recently, I thought that the astronauts on the International Space Station wore smart suit technology, and that their bio-waste was recycled by the suit, or somehow through molecular alteration of the body through the nanotech technology interwoven in the suit, that it somehow changes the molecular structure of the body while wearing the smart suit, so you don't have to go to the bathroom. You don't have a bathroom incident while wearing the suit for 7 days. And the memories I have of it is being a dark silver suit that adheres to the body when you put it on, and it mimics clothing. It's very comfortable. It's easy to wear. It also provides you with health nutrients, food supplements, vitamins. It adjusts the levels of your body as well, like serotonin, blood sugar, etc., etc. So you're at optimal health levels. That's what the smart suit does. And I thought that the astronauts on the International Space Station wear those smart suits. But when I went to check, and I looked at Wikipedia and other websites about factoids about the ISS, and apparently when astronauts go on spacewalks or, do a spacewalk to fix something, they actually still wear pads and diapers. So if they need to go to the washroom, they actually go in, they wear the spacesuit, and it has a diaper inside the spacesuit where they do their business, and a pad as well. And when they go to the bathroom on the ISS itself, they have to attach special hoses, right, to it collects the fluids of the bio-waste when you need to pee and when you need to go bigger. There's a special baggie that's attached to sort of like a catheter thing, so it collects the bigger bio-waste and it freezes it, then it's disposed of. It's picked up by it's basically picked up on a monthly basis. When one of the shuttles comes in to resupply the ISS, they pick up the frozen bio-waste product and dispose of it that way. So that's where I learned what the astronauts go through when they're on the ISS. They don't have smart suit technology that they wear. They don't. That's for the upper levels of the secret space program factions, for their assets and agents. So there you go. I was quite shocked. In 2017, when I learned this information, I thought all astronauts wear smart suits, which they don't. They have the basic NASA suits, which don't have any of that bells and whistles that the smart suits have. So there's that gross comparison for everybody. But that's facts of life for now, until everything is fully disclosed and out in the open about the secret space program factions. And that's basically life for you. But this Altered Carbon TV series is a very good example of what the Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate structure looks like. These cybernetic labs on the ICC Mars Bases. This Altered Carbon is a good example of what's life like on the Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate, ICC Mars Bases, and the Cybernetic Labs. Cyberpunk is alive and well, and so is transhumanism on Mars. It's alive and well, and it's happening. There's no oversight, there's no laws controlling any of this from being prevented. It's all done on Mars. And I happen to be an asset for the ICC and a witness to all these horrors and tragedies and traumas going on Mars, of cloning, of soul consciousness transfers, cyborgs being created with human body parts integrated with cybernetics technology, life extension technologies, memory engrams being implanted into other bodies, other people's bodies, and the original soul memory being wiped and blank slated to be replaced with somebody else's memory engrams. That's what these programs do. Some of them, the more ruthless ones, like the ICC, the holographic medical pods, the Meditech units. It's all been done by these programs, and the ICC makes advanced technologies, ships, medical, drug serums, body parts, cloning. They do it, creating cyborgs, smart suits. They do it all, and other advanced technologies. And they trade with extraterrestrials, with close to 1,000 different extraterrestrial groups, so they can also reverse other extraterrestrial technologies. The ICC is great at reverse engineering other species' technology and making it their own, and then creating even better technology. And they're allowed to do this on Mars because there's no oversight, and they have over 200 ICC bases. I only saw 11 of those bases. I saw some space orbital platforms as well. Space station orbital platforms that the ICC has. They have 4 of them. So basically, and what these space station platforms are, they have communications array, they have space defense weaponry, and they're circular with spinning rings where there is personnel living habitats, and they have the anti-grav engines in the back of the space station orbital platform. There's 4 of them. They're cloaked. So satellites, they're basically invisible. Satellites and long-range radar cannot pick up these space stations, the ICC ones, space station orbital platforms, because they're cloaked. They're cloaked. They have the cloaking technology to deflect light from being picked up of the shapes of these space station platforms. So it's cloaked. It's invisible. You can't see it with the naked eye. You can't see it with satellites or radar. What's off planet, and these space station platforms basically orbit around Mars, cloaked. So they are invisible. You cannot see it. Not with our standard satellites and long-range scanners. You can't see it because it's cloaked. There's 4 of them. They're cloaked, and they can house a lot of personnel for long periods of time off-planet. And these space station orbital platforms can be moved because the anti-grav engines work, so they can be moved to orbit different planetary bodies. They have that spaceflight capability, and it works like a charm. Anytime they need to be moved, they can be moved, and they're still cloaked while they're traveling to different planetary bodies. So the ICC is fully armed, fully weaponized, with a lot of different advanced technologies that they build and then trade with other extraterrestrial species. And they use reverse engineer technology as well from extraterrestrials. And they use it in negotiations for trading routes and other things. They even trade humans for advanced technology from extraterrestrials. The cyborgs that the ICC creates, they trade them for other things. these cyborgs are made into super soldiers, scouts, and anything else the ICC wants them to be, basically. So I thought I would do this video about altered carbon and the correlations between the Interplanetary Corporate Conglomerate and what is going on Mars right now. So thank you so much, and namaste.